Hi, I'm David from Storm Shelter, and today we're going to talk about weeds as soil condition indicators. Some of you may not be aware, but the weeds that you find in your garden and in your soil will actually tell you a lot about what's going on underneath the surface. And the reason for this is the seeds for all of these weeds are already there. They're already there laying dormant in the soil, and when the conditions are right, then that particular weed will grow based on those soil conditions. So they're just sitting there waiting for the right conditions, and when those conditions arrive, then they'll start to grow. For example, if you have very wet or moist soil conditions, then you might find yourself having a lot of moss, chickweed, or crabgrass. And if your soil is very dry and sandy, you might find a lot of sorrel, thistles, or yarrow. And some weeds that thrive in heavy clay soils are plantains, and of course I'm talking about this particular weed right here and not the South American banana type fruit. Nettles also grow pretty well in heavy clay soils, and also quackgrass. Now if you have a lot of hard compacted soil, a certain type of plant will like to grow in there in order to break it up, and these plants are knotweed, morning glories, and dandelions, and also many others, some of which have already been mentioned, like nettles and chickweed. Now if you have poor or low fertility soil, you might find yourself with some wild carrots, also known as Queen Anne's lace, or fennel, which is actually an edible plant. You see this root system right here above my shoulder, that right there down at the bottom, if you take all that green stuff off of there, there'll be a white area with some shoots coming out of it, and that you can actually chop up and use very similar to onions. And clover, which is actually a really good cover crop and also fixes nitrogen into the soil, which makes it a great preparatory crop for other things. Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list or a comprehensive list of everything that you can learn from all these weeds, but it demonstrates the principle that when you look out at your garden or any of your land that you want to take a look at what kind of soil you have there, take a look at the weeds and take a look at what grows naturally there. Another good exercise is to drive down the highway and just take a look at what grows naturally in the ditches, because that'll be generally a good indication of what the soil is like in that area. So I hope you found this informative, and remember to do a lot of your own research and take a look at what plants grow in your area and look them up and see what they indicate, because it'll tell you what's going on in your soil. Thank you.